Hi everyone, and welcome to another aquascaping video here in the GFS gallery. Really excited about this one because it's all about the Fluval Flex. I set this up almost 3 months ago now, I think. There is a complete tutorial video on this, so check that out if you haven't seen it already. I'll leave a link up there and also in the description. And I haven't trimmed it at all. I put a little bit of fertilizer in there every day. The fish have been fed, and apart from that, cleaning the glass, water change every week. I haven't touched the plants. And as you can see right now, it is looking a little bit wild. So if this is your first time on my channel and you're interested in aquascaping, then make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, and you'll never miss a thing. So as you can see guys, the Fluval Flex, this is the 57 litre, 15 US gallon version. It's looking great. The plant health is superb. There's no nuisance algae in there. The fish health is amazing. And I'm really impressed with it. I've got to say, for an off-the-shelf, budget-friendly, beginner-style aquarium suitable for all levels of fish keeper, I think it's a really nice solution. Full disclosure, I'm not paid by Fluval. There's no endorsements or anything. This is just genuinely a product that I believe is a good one for entry-level aquascaping. And this is why I created this scape, to show you guys that you can achieve beautiful planted aquariums without costing the earth and without using, high-end technology. There's no pressurized CO2 injection. We're not dosing nitrates and phosphates. So the purpose behind this video is to show you guys how we can convert this chaotic, jungly mess, if you like. Still quite beautiful, but it's a bit too chaotic for my taste. Convert this into something a little bit more structured and a little bit more aesthetically pleasing, more balanced and more pleasing to our eye, but still maintaining a really healthy planted aquarium system that's going to optimise the fish health also, which is obviously really important. So just a recap for beginners and people that haven't seen much of my videos before, but aquarium plants provide so many health benefits to the aquarium system. They produce oxygen, which is beneficial to the livestock, the fish, the shrimp, the bacteria. They provide areas for shelter and security for the livestock, so they can promote breeding behaviours, just make them feel more comfortable, bring out the fish colours, make them more confident, that will show themselves more. They remove harmful nutrients and toxins such as ammonia and nitrites. They also remove nitrate, so they're really beneficial for water quality. And finally, and really importantly for me as an aquascaper, they act as almost a paint for a canvas, so we can see the aquarium as an empty canvas, and then we plant, and this is like the paint, and we can create beautiful underwater works of art by using these plants. So aquarium plants just have so many benefits, and if you don't have a planted aquarium yet, then I strongly recommend you set one up, and you don't have to spend the earth. This is a budget-friendly system. You can go super cheap if you wanted to. You can buy second hand. There are some really accessible all-in-one systems out there available now, which are more than capable of growing aquarium plants. Go out there and set yourself another planted tank up. So some of you may be wondering, what's this? I call it a Terrascape, and it's a glass vessel, as you can see, and it's just filled with aquatic plants, aquarium plants, most of which can grow out of water, which is what they're doing right now. Just got an aquasoil base there, different species, rhotalas, lobelia, different mosses, bacopa. I just give it a spray once a day with this. It's got an LED light fixed to the top. This is quite a high-end unit, but you can get cheap desktop lamps which will suffice. And this was a gift to me by Ray and Jill from Scape Nature, which is a aquascaping specialist and also indoor nature store in the east of England in a city called Norwich. I strongly recommend you visit the place. It's amazing. So shout out to Ray and Jill, and thank you again for my beautiful gift, which is now pride of place in the GFS gallery. So I've got a few options of how we're going to rescape this. A rescape is basically like a reboot or reset of an aquascape. There's a few options, like I said. We can try to work with what we've got right there, trim the plants, replant, etc. Kind of keeping the plants in the same position and just tidying it up. Or, which is what I'm going to do, is actually take all the plants out carefully so we don't disturb the soil too much. Divide the plants into their individual portions, pick out the healthiest portions, and then come up with a new layout and then replant. The fish will remain in the aquarium. We'll keep the filter and the heater running, so they're going to be fine temporarily. It's only going to take an hour or so. The overall result will hopefully be something a lot more, like I said earlier, a lot more structured, a lot more aesthetically balanced, and more akin to a nature aquarium aquascape, which is my personal favourite style of aquascape. I've removed the Kessel LED from my African cichlid tank, put it on the aquarium just as a temporary measure to allow me to see inside the aquarium with the hood off, which normally has the supplied LED lighting. This is just going to allow me to see what I'm doing inside the aquarium and work inside the aquarium really easily. Next step is to remove our plants. I'll try to remove them in species order, and I'll start from near the front. Just take this lobelia out. This is just one clump, hopefully. It'll come out quite easily. There we go. And this is a great example of the Tropica mini pot. So it comes supplied on a coconut fibre pot here. And I literally just planted that coconut fibre pot straight into the soil, and you can see the roots are penetrated through and it's been growing quite well. So we'll put this in my bucket, which is just down here. Next, let's take our Liliopsis out. So this is the short foreground plant here. It has started to carpet, but because it's so low lighting, it isn't actually carpeting very well. Trying to be careful not to stress the fish out too much. So this plant that's really dominating the aquascape right now is called Sagittaria subulata. Considering keeping it in there, but it is such a brute. You can see it's just forming runners and carpeting all over this place. So it is a high maintenance plant really, but all the plants are really healthy. We've got some Java fern here. It's just growing the plantlets on the edge of the leaves. This is how it propagates. Grows new plants at the end of the leaves. The Tropica soil is actually a really good product because you can take the plants out and you can see the soil is actually staying relatively robust. It's not crumbling too much. It's not turning into mud like some soils can. This Cryptocorauni willisii now. Nice root structure there. So I just want to shout out to my regular viewers really while I'm doing this. It's channel's growing from strength to strength, and it's largely down to you guys. Nearly half of my views are watched by subscribers, which is a really good indication. Generating a nice community, and I see lots of you posting regular comments on my videos, which is really appreciated. Okay, I think we'll leave the hardscape there with the fern. It's looking quite good. George Farmer Classic scape right there. Java fern, a rock. So we'll leave that running like that as it is. The filter will take care of all that rubbish that's floating around, and then I'll do a huge water change after we've replanted. Okay, time to separate our plants out and then decide what plants we're going to keep, what we're going to throw away, and how we're going to use those plants back in the Fluval Flex Aquascape. Got my little bottle of spray water here to keep the plants from drying out, and let's just reach in and have a look. So Bacopa calriana, background plant if we want to keep it. Hygrophila siamensis 53B, background plant if we want to keep that. I'm thinking of going a much more simplistic style, so using less species, Rotala rotundifolia, giving the scape a lot more deliberate structure, a lot more kind of formal layout to show you how quickly and easily you can really change an aquascape. I'm not going to use the Sagittaria because it is such a brute. Definitely want to keep the Bacopa compact. I really like this plant. I very rarely use it myself, so it stays quite short as you can see. Cryptocorauni willisii, and look at the beautiful root structure there, longer than the plant itself. That's a good sign. Liliopsis, let's keep that for the foreground. Lobelia, let's keep that as well for the foreground. But what I will do is separate it from its coconut. All these plants were Tropica. They're in their blister packs, which are self-service, so they come in a sealed recyclable plastic container, all grown in their emerged form, which means they're grown out of water, so they're really robust, and they've all adapted, as you can see, to growing underwater with no melting, no die-off. I had a relationship with Tropica for 12 years now, 13 years in fact. I approached them in 2006 when I started writing for Practical Fish Keeping magazine, asked them if they were interested in supplying me some plants for some articles, and we've had a relationship ever since then. First thing I want to do is plant the Liliopsis, so I'm going to split it up into more portions to get a better coverage, and hopefully we can encourage some carpeting. It hasn't really carpeted at all due to the low lighting, which may have been caused by the overcrowding of the plants shading the Liliopsis. So by doing this huge kind of rescape, we should be able to get more light down to the Liliopsis and therefore encouraging carpeting growth. So let's go ahead and plant that now. Nice walk. It's a bit windy out there, wasn't it? A bit muddy. Yeah, it's a good boy. Stem plants, Rotala rotundifolia, and right there, mate. Hygrophila Siamensis 53B. Now the interesting thing about stem plants is it's really important where you trim them. So there's two options. Let's pretend this is in the soil already and we trim down to here. That point there, where I've trimmed from, that's going to grow 2 new shoots. So you can deliberately create a more bushy, more compact appearance. Now what the problem can be is if you continue to keep trimming up and up and up, it creates like an umbrella effect, and then you get shading underneath this kind of big bush of plants. And so the plants underneath the shading area will really suffer, it will lose its leaves and it will start to die off. So you just need to be careful when you're trimming, why you're trimming, and the kind of techniques that you're trimming. So what I'm going to actually do with this whole big bunch here is going to be quite brutal. I am going to just trim that off so they're all about the same length. I'm going to trim about there, all of them in one go. And I can just plant those separately. These are the growth tips, so they should carry on growing. These will create new root structures and that should grow quite nicely. So that's one bit of rotala prepared. Now we've got another bit here. Let's do the same sort of thing. So let's trim around about, let's just trim those 2 off there. Let's trim about here. Now, we probably have about 30 stems there, which we can plant individually or we can plant them in bunches. And it's a really easy plant, so that should grow no problem. And we can just give these away to friends. So let's say we planted this now. Actually, where I've trimmed, it's going to grow 2 new shoots. So that potentially could be, you know, really kind of healthy, compact plant. In fact, I might put that, in fact, I'm going to do that. I'm going to put that in my Aquascape 600 and show you guys, hopefully, in a couple of weeks, how it looks. So I'll put that to one side in there. And then let's just repeat that process for the Hygrophila Siamensis 53B. I love saying that word. So let's grab it all in one portion like so. And then we want to probably trim about there. Now what I like to do now is if you get each stem and just take away the last few leaves so you get a definite kind of planting area for your stem there. I really love this tank. The reason I love it, it's just so accessible to people. Anyone that can afford the Fluval Flex, a few plants, a little bit of hardscape, a few products, can almost be guaranteed success. I've not done anything special to this scape. I set it up, check out the tutorial video if you've not seen it yet. Really easy, step by step. Healthy plants, lots of them, that's the key. Make sure you buy those plants when they're really healthy, really fresh. I say it all the time, but have a chat with your retailer. Find out when they get their plants in, or if you order them online, you know, try to make sure they're good quality, a good reputable supplier, and you try to get the plants as fresh as you can. That is the key to success. Stem plants prepared, let's plant them. So there we have it, guys. Just a real simple way that you can quite quickly and easily transform your aquascape. I didn't spend any money, just a little bit of time and effort separating the plants and then thinking about the design. So went into a very kind of formal foreground, midground, background, and then we've got our epiphyte plant there, the Java fern. So not groundbreaking in any way in terms of aquascaping, not using any kind of crazy techniques or difficult plants, and that's the idea behind this video. It's to hopefully show you guys, no matter what your experience level, that you can achieve success in terms of having a healthy planted tank that's attractive, healthy fish, healthy plants, and a successful planted aquarium. The great thing for me is that I can go to my local pet store, and you can too, buy something like this, buy healthy plants, buy the right equipment, the soil, liquid fertiliser, CO2 if you need it. I'm not actually using CO2 in here anymore. So I'm going to end the video there, guys. I'll end up with some cinematic B-roll. I hope you enjoy that. If you have enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. Comment if you can. What do you think of the new scape? Do you prefer the new one, or did you prefer that jungle star right at the beginning? Let me know in the comments. Always read your comments. Always really appreciate it. You take care. Keep on scaping. Cheerio.